Short-term rentals versus long-term rentals. Which is the best option for you? I'm sure this is a question running in your mind as a new landlord. Welcome to today's episode. My name is Wendy Ojiro, and in this episode today we'll be talking about short-term rentals versus long-term rentals. If you're a new landlord and you're not sure which option to go for, then this video is for you. For the purposes of this video, we will be looking at long-term as a lease of 1 year or more, and a short-term rental as a lease duration below a year. When it comes to short-term rentals, this will be typically a furnished apartment. So you'll take your newly acquired apartment, furnish it, and then upload it on different online platforms to get clients. The clients will range from days, weeks, or months, but typically will be shorter term and under the duration of a year. The best advantage of short-term rentals is it offers you a higher income, and it also offers you flexibility. So if you're a landlord who is looking for the maximum return on your property, then a short-term rental is for you. Because most times a rental will range, when you put your property furnished versus unfurnished, especially on short-term, you'll get more rent from 30% more up to 100% more. And you can change your rent according to the seasons. So when the season is high, you can charge higher rent. Let's say like December, Easter, around the holidays, summer, you can charge a higher rent. And then when it's a low season, you can go back to your normal rate. So that means that you really maximize the ROI of your property. The other advantage that a short-term rental will give you is flexibility. So there are a good number of people who spend maybe 4 months in Kenya and then the rest of the year outside the country, or they come in and out, them and their families, at different times of the year. So instead of renting an apartment, they would prefer to have their property on Airbnb when they're away. And then while the owner or the family are around, they can use this as a family home. So you get the best of both worlds. So this is a really good option for you. If you're traveling in and out and will be needing accommodation frequently, then short-term rentals is for you. If you are going for the short-term rental option, then you should keep two things in mind. One is that potentially there'll be more wear and tear in the house. This will happen because you have more people coming into the house. You cannot compare having one tenant for 1 year as opposed to having one tenant per week or having 3 tenants in a year. So you should have a fund to make sure that you keep your property well maintained and well managed, because the wear and tear will be happening frequently. The other thing that you should be prepared for is that this is a business. It will require your time, your effort, and your energy, because essentially you're getting into the hospitality business and it will demand a lot from you in order to get the highest return. So you need to think through whether you have the time, the resources, and the capacity to take on a furnished apartment hands-on in terms of maintenance, check-in, check-out, marketing, so that your property is at its peak, or if you can hire a property manager to do that on your behalf. And then when we go to long-term rentals, then this is a lease of 1 year and above. This is ideal for landlords who are looking for a stable and predictable income. Let's say maybe you have a loan, you have obligations that are due monthly, maybe fees, maybe other expenses that you would like to pay in a timely manner, then you're better off going for a long-term lease. Because once you screen your tenant well, then you're assured that for the duration of that 1 year, money will be coming into your account consistently on a certain date, and then that makes it easier to plan. Another good thing about long-term rentals is there's less wear and tear in the property, because typically a client who stays for a longer term will take better care of your property because they will regard it as their home. So they will take care of it how they'll take care of their home. Another thing is that it does not demand as much time and effort and money as when you furnish, because most times when somebody has just finished paying for a property, they don't have that extra money to furnish a property, and furnishing a property will take anything between 700,000 up to 2 million, depending on the size of your house and your taste. So when you opt for a long-term unfurnished option, it means that it's a plug and play. You get your keys, the handover is done, you get a tenant, they get in, and immediately you start cashing in back on your property. So those are the main pros and cons for rental furnished short-term versus long-term unfurnished. On the side of long-term is stable and predictable income. On the side of short-term is higher income and flexibility. So if you have any further questions on this, please get in touch with me. And if you know anybody who would benefit from this information, share this video with them. And know that you can always alter your strategy based on market conditions. So keep tabs of what is happening in the market, and then you will know what best to do with your property.